Everyone, my name is Tiffany Dawson. So for example, the managed care plan types, the HMO is comprehensive by physicians and applicants for the rising thought. Hi, my name is Tiffany Dawson and I'm covering health and life insurance. The legal principles of insurance contracts include the principle of indemnity, meaning the insurance company can reimburse the person or company that is insured up to 100% of financial loss, but no more. The person or the company insured is to not profit off of the insurance claim. There is the principle of insurable interest. The property and liability insurance mean they have the incident listed in the policy when the policy begins and still in policy at the time of the loss that is covered. In life insurance, the insurable interest is a close relative, their spouse, the policy owner, or business relation listed when the policy begins. Legal principles of insurance contracts. The principle of utmost good faith also means that the applicant is held to be honest in representation of the information they provide during the application process, whether it's oral or written, and the applicant misrepresents information if they know the information is false but do not do anything about it, such as the age, gender, marital status, or the family medical history. They also are held to be honest in warranty, which is any promises they state they will act or not act within an insurance policy, such as a baseball hitting facility saying promise they'll put fire sprinkler system in the building, but they choose not to, so that is a misrepresentation of information. Legal principles of insurance contracts also include, under the utmost good faith, is the concealment. This means a person is not completely honest. They don't reveal all the information, such as their love for booze jumping as a dangerous hobby. Legal characteristics of insurance include adhesion, aleatory, unilateral, conditional, and personal. Adhesion is the take it or leave it, so there's no negotiation of the policy or the terms of the contract. The insured must accept the policy as it is written. There's aleatory, which is unequal payment. The insured can die within after making one premium payment. Therefore, the premium payment doesn't equal the death benefit that an insurance company pays. But the policy can also expire, and the insured made every premium payment and doesn't receive the death benefit. There's unilateral, which means the insurance company is promising they will pay the beneficiary if the loss occurs, but the insured is not bound to make the premium payments. There is conditional characteristic, which means the insured is under the conditions which the insured performs, the insurance company will make a claim or pay the claim. But if they don't, then the insurance company may not make a claim. One such condition would be making premium payments and minimizing any damage after a loss is covered. So let's say a tree falls on Joyce's house during a storm. Joyce chooses not to fix the damage that the tree did to the home before another storm comes. The second storm floods her house. She now goes to the insurance company filing a claim. The insurance company sees that she did not do anything about the first damage, so they will not cover the second damage of the flood. They will cover the tree, but won't cover the flood. The characteristics, the personal characteristic is the policy is between the insurer and the insured. So, under property insurance, the policy can't be given to a third party to receive benefits. So, for example, a homeowner can't give their policy to someone else that now buys their home. Life insurance is a little different, where the insured, the person being insured, that doesn't change, and that's between the insured and the insurer. However, the policy limit can change. Under health insurance, there's the Affordable Care Act, or ACA. This instructs people to obtain health insurance with a minimum coverage, and that coverage is dictated by the law. This can be obtained through large employers. 50 or more employees considered it a large employer and with minimum coverage. Prior to 2018, there was a penalty if employers did not provide such coverage. However, there is no penalty after 2018. Small employers can receive a tax credit if they provide coverage to employees. Individuals, they used to have a penalty if they didn't have coverage, but now there is no tax penalty. There are exemptions to people for not being required to have health insurance. Those people have religious opposition, are under health care sharing ministry, are non-U.S. citizens, are incarcerated, don't have the insurance coverage is an affordable form, and they could be a part of Indian tribe or have hardship exemption. To obtain health insurance through a group, it must be provided to an employer or a group, non-employer group that is providing it, such as a Chamber of Commerce or labor union. And the benefit of this is there's a reasonable premium and there's no need for medical, physical, or insurability. This features the type of policy is covering an average age group, not an age and the type of work. The people being covered are full-time employees, and the employer can pay the premium or just part of it, basically splitting it between the employee and employer. This helps administrative costs savings. There are different types, which is the basic medical, major medical, or comprehensive major medical. Basic is the basic surgery, hospital, or physician coverage. Major medical is more extensive. Basic medical doesn't meet the minimum requirements under the Affordable Care Act, so many people can buy U2 and do comprehensive major medical. If a person can't receive health insurance through a group, they get it individually. That can be, this is more of a civic obligation to do so. The cost of individual health insurance policies are higher, and it's based on the individual's health. And if they have pre-existing condition, previously they were excluded from any claim. However, that is not the case anymore. There are different types. There's the major medical, which is the basic coverage. It also the policies are different for the carrier. So the differences would be the terms, the coverages, and the exclusions. There's an annual deductible that can be varied depending on the policy based on the carrier, and the terms of out-of-pocket maximum are included in major medical. Medical expense doesn't meet the requirements of the Affordable Care Act, and there's a limited coverage. There's also the indemnity insurance plan. This is more of a traditional health insurance plan. It has a broad array of practitioners, and you can choose your own provider. However, that the ability to have that flexibility, it has increased premiums. There are deductibles included in this, but no co-pays, and there is the out-of-pocket maximum, which is also considered home insurance. Managed care is a type of plan that restricts the amount of practitioners in the network, or the amount of the availability of practitioners, the amount of pre-approval required, and many of the practitioners in network are restricted from discussing with one of their options. There's a decreased cost, but there's three main types. There's the HMO, PPO, and POS, which now we go into the details of those. HMO means Health Maintenance Organization. This is a comprehensive care of physicians in effort to control rising costs. There's the PPO, which is Preferred Provider Organization. There's a lot physicians available, so there's a larger group of physicians in network. There's also the Point of Service. This provides more flexibility, lower cost, and freedom of choice with a mix of network or fee-for-service. Health insurance policy provisions include the pre-existing conditions clause. So if you have a pre-existing condition, it's still permitted to have insurance according to the Affordable Care Act, but prior to this, some could be denied. There's an incontestability clause. It prevents the insurer from challenging the validity of the contract after it's already been enforced. Grace period: if you don't make a payment of the premium, you have a grace period of up to normally around 31 days to get that made and have the policy still in force. There's the reinstatement clause. If the policy lapses due to not making the premium payments and the grace period has elapsed, normally the policy can be reinstated without proof of insurability within that certain time frame, but this is in the contract that needs to be looked at. There's a time limit clause, in which the insurer has to contest the misstatements and void the coverage. There's renewability clause. On any basis, the insurer can decide to drop the coverage if the insurer gets sick. And there's underneath that, you have non-cancelable, guaranteed, renewable, conditional renewable, and optional renewable. How the savings accounts help individuals and employers save healthcare costs with tax advantages. You have to have a high deductible plan in order to have a health savings account. Advantages: you can funds are carried over from year to year without tax consequences. Contributions are tax deductible as adjustments to gross income. Distributions from the account used for medical expenses are not considered income, and employer contributions lower than the contribution limit are not considered taxable income for employees. Also, there is no prescription needed for insulin under health savings accounts. Reimbursement of over-the-counter medicines have to be with a prescription, but they can be reimbursed with that. And you can roll funds from one HSA to another HSA. Disadvantage: you have to have a high deductible health insurance plan, and there's some accounts that have high fees and narrow contribution limits. Termination of the health savings account happens with the death of the owner, and the remaining balance in the account is taxable income for the beneficiary. You would want to purchase life insurance, more on the life insurance, not health insurance, to pay off debt, income from surviving spouse, fund educational goals for minor children, or provide retirement for surviving spouse. There's also the ability to pledge the cash value as collateral for a loan, if you have a permanent policy, or to fund a buy-sell agreement, providing the liquidity for an estate of the business owner, or provide, again, supplemental income for surviving spouse. Also, funeral expenses can be covered over life insurance, death benefits, reduce estate taxes, medical expenses prior to death can be covered, probate and estate administration costs can be covered, and it can be gifted to beneficiaries. To measure the need, there are 3 different ways of calculating. There's the human life value approach, which incorporates the economic value of future earnings minus the present value, including the attention of tax and depletion patterns. Younger people tend to have a higher value, and human life value rises as income rises, but decreases as inflation rates rise. There's the needs approach, so you basically estimate the cash needed for the family that is required after the death of the insured. So that includes final expenses, medical care, fees for case of debt, education for minor children, income for surviving spouse, and retirement for surviving spouse. There's a capitalized earnings approach. There's also, for term insurance, there's various types. Universal life insurance, there's option A or option B for death benefits, and with group insurance, there's the